On social media, you guys are probably seeing a lot about the best week of the year to sell. You guys seeing that? So realtor.com every year comes up with the best week of the year. Well, this week it happens to be April 12th to 18th. This is one of the weeks that I use to create urgencies. This gift is from realtor.com where they're saying that the best week of the year to list your house is April 12th to 18th. And they cite that selling your home the week of April 12th to 18th can get you an extra $26,000 more than if you listed at the start of the year. Timing the market doesn't have to be complicated. This week represents one of the best opportunities of the year for home sellers. All right, so if you know that to be true, you can use this to leverage. And so when people are saying, oh, I'm thinking about waiting until May, you can say, hey, if you do, you'll miss the biggest week of the year. Okay. All right. So according to realtor.com, that's the source. So you can use it. People will find that to be credible. April 12th to 18th is the best week of the year. And listing this week on average can get you $26,000 more than if you listed at the beginning of the year and assume that's the first week of January. All right. So look, this is talking points for your clients. So every seller that you're talking to right now who's a little flimsy on when they want to take their listing live, you can use this to get them to move their date up a little bit to go faster. I wouldn't use it to get them to postpone it unless you needed an extra week for whatever is going on. And you're like, oh, I can't do it the week before. And you want a justification to help them move it a week. I've done it that way too. But mostly you should get them listed as fast as you can at this point. Here's data from realtor.com. Homes listed this week historically sell for up to 5,300 more than the average week. So you remember $26,000 than if you listed the first week of the year, $5,300 more from the average week. There's more demand this week. Listings attract more views than a typical week with mortgage rates near 4-year lows, drawing buyers back. Now, rates have kind of popped up a little bit, but they're still near 4-year lows. Faster sales. Homes that are listed this week are selling 9 days faster than the yearly average. Overall, there's less competition. There are fewer sellers that are on the market still than compared to the rest of the year. So people that are getting listed, this is right before the flood of listings. So you're going to start seeing a flood of listings coming in May and June. That is getting ready to happen. So one of the reasons why this week brings more competition and as a result sells faster and for more money is because we're beating the flood by a couple of 3 weeks of listings that are going to be coming on the market. And as a result, there's fewer price cuts. So these are all talking points that you need to integrate into your communication with potential sellers to get them to ask now, especially those people who are wanting to wait until May or June to get their house on the market. So if they're thinking about listing at the end of April, the beginning of May, you can use this to get them to go sooner, which means you can use this to get them to sign a listing now instead of 2 weeks from now. So if you've got people in your database that are thinking about listing in May, you need to be reaching out to them right now to get them this information. All right. So here's the numbers behind the opportunity. So the data is clear. The week of April 12th to 18th historically is one of the strongest selling windows the entire year. $26,000 total advantage. So $26,000 more earned compared to listing at the start of the year. On average, $5,300 more than the other weeks of the year and sell about 9 days faster than the typical week, than the yearly average. And so here's why buyers are ready. So you explain why. Well, rates are near a 4-year low, so lower borrowing costs are pulling buyers back into the market. And because there's more buyers and less competition, you're seeing more views and more offers than you see in the typical week, which results in higher listing visibility, increased offer competition, and fewer price cuts that are needed. The convergence of higher sale prices, surging buyer demand, faster closing, reduced competition, and fewer price cuts make it the April 12th to 18th a rare and powerful moment for sellers. Now, what do you do with it? All right. It's not enough for you guys to know this information. You've got to go out there and you need to communicate it with the seller. So I've created a couple of tools here for you. Here's one of them. This is how to combine this week with the 10-day sales strategy. All right. And so what I did was I created a couple of email templates and a couple of text messages and a voicemail script that you can use. You can set this up. If you've got your sphere of influence imported into the system, we can help you do this. Otherwise, you need to copy and paste this into whatever email that you send it to and just, tailor this for you. And so basically the first email that says, hey, there's a strategy behind this timing. Okay. And so there's a very specific opportunity coming up, and more importantly, in a way to take full advantage of the week of April 12th to 18th, historically one of the strongest weeks of the year. Here's the part most people miss. It's not just about listing during the week. It's how you prepare and launch into it. We use a structured 10-day strategy designed to build demand, create urgency, generate stronger offers. And, so it's going to help you sell at the high end of market value, not just sell quickly. If you thought about selling this year, I can show you exactly how the strategy would be tailored. This is an email you should send to everybody in your database this week. Okay, today, tomorrow. Urgency. All right. Now, that's going to be email one. A couple of days later, I want you to send text number one to them. And text number one, it says, hey, just sent you a quick note about that April 12th to 18th is the strongest time to sell. There's a strategy behind it that's getting sellers better offers. Figure I'd share in case it's relevant. So it's no pressure. This is a perfect sphere of influence communication for you to wind things up. All right. So guys, have you noticed this isn't about the 10-day strategy? We're leveraging the 10-day strategy to make it more relevant, but this is really about just helping you be more successful. Then 2-3 days later, I want you to send email number two. This needs to be done this week. I would send it today or tomorrow, and I'd send it Friday, Saturday. Okay, they need to raise their hand. You need to get on the phone. You need to get out there. You need to get photos, and you need to get it launched between April 12th. So this is just a simple 2 email campaign, 2 text campaign. Email number 2, 2 or 3 days later. I wanted to quick follow up on timing. I wanted to circle back with you on this. A lot of homeowners are starting to look at that April 12th to 18th window more closely, not just because of timing, because of how it lines up with current buyer demand, what's making the difference, how homes are positioned before they hit the market. Positioned is the 10-day strategy, by the way. The right approach can create a strong wave of interest early, which is what leads to faster sales and stronger offers. If you're even considering selling this year, it's worth at least seeing what that could look like for your home. Happy to break it down whenever that makes sense. Again, no pressure. This is very warm. This is designed for a warm audience. Okay. After you send that message, okay, you send this. Maybe a few hours later, maybe the next day. But hey, not sure if you saw my last message, but that April window is coming up fast. The way homes are being launched right now is what's really driving stronger offers. The selling is even a possibility this year. Timing this right can make a noticeable difference. It is designed in order to get you good engagement and to help stimulate some conversations right inside your sphere of influence. All right? Everybody like it? These are 2 very simple things that you can do. And then here's a voicemail script. All right? So the voicemail script, if you want to call and leave a voicemail, we have voicemail inside the CRM voicemail drop where you record this voicemail and it's ringless voicemail and you don't even have to talk to them. You can just drop it in there. Some of you have some clients that you're thinking about. You don't need to call everybody in your database. But if there are some clients that have been talking about thinking about selling, you should be picking up the phone and trying to call them. This is the voicemail that you should leave. Hey, this is David over at Everhome Realty. I wanted to reach out real quick because there's a specific window coming up April 12th through the 18th that is shaping up to be one of the best times to sell this year. What's interesting isn't just the timing, it's how homes are being prepared and launched into that week that's really driving stronger offers. If selling has crossed your mind at all, I'd be happy to walk you through what it could look like for your place. Give me a call back when you get a chance. It's a little simple message. Of course, you guys can rewrite it any way you want. The emails, the text can be rewritten. I wouldn't tinker with them too much. So in here is how to use this system. Send email 1, follow it with a text same day or next day. Send email number 2 a couple, 3 days later. Follow it with text number 2 and use voicemail. All right. Your only objective is first to get them to raise their hand, and second, to have a conversation. to figure out what their timing is, and third, to get out there as quickly as possible to roll it out using that April 12th urgency to get them to act sooner than later. Basically, what you're saying is that the buyers are ready. Buyers are already out looking for properties, but sellers are waiting. So you get an advantage by launching now. Let's get you on the market before the rush. Let's take these hot buyers out of the market before all the competition shows up. That's the tone of the conversation that you want to have. So, how about some social media posts? I created a couple of posts right here. This one won't last long. Don't just list your home, launch it. There's a strategy. This is actually a post that you guys can use year round. Sell this week, earn up to $26,000 more. Okay. And then the best week to sell your home in 2026. These are 4 variations, which means you can run 4 different versions of this on your social media. Now, you shouldn't just post this image and go. When you run this, there's copy that goes along with this. I came up with 5 different angles that you can use. So 5 different ways. So you can take one graphic and have 5 text variations on it. Option 1, this is authority and timing. There's a very specific window coming up that most homeowners miss. April 12th to 18th is shaping up to be one of the strongest weeks of the year to sell, and explains why. All right. Now, each of these should have a CTA. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is that 8? Yeah, 8 different CTAs that you can use. So you can customize these all you want. Remember, so you've got a graphic, you've got the copy, try the different angles, and then you have a CTA, a call to action that you can pair with it. So I've set it up this way so you can mix and match it. You can be as creative as possible. You can have, over 20 ways that you can communicate this to your sphere. If some of you want to be more aggressive, you can even turn this into email copy and text copy and get super creative. But you don't want to pound your sphere, but I would start posting something every single day. It's a public service announcement. This is like a PSA. Hey, if you didn't know this, and listen, I asked you guys, I assumed all of you knew this already. None of you knew that this was a thing, right? So if you didn't know, they don't know.